for 2 minutes.
You know, whether I'm talking about them or driving them or standing in a pit lane with a headset on, talking about other people racing them, I seem to spend an awful lot of my time in and around high-performance cars and racing vehicles, which is why I'm absolutely thrilled to be here today at the LA Autoshow to talk motorsports with Acura. And that really is the theme of this afternoon. And we're joined today with really some of the top sports car drivers in the world, from veteran talent to some of the emerging stars of the future. And of course, we're all here for one reason, and that is to celebrate Acura's incredible championship year. They've won everything in IMSA this season. But before we get to the introductions, I actually want to talk about what brought us here today, but I thought a great way to kick it off would be to watch an incredible video that really does capture all their success. So enjoy. Was to be at every one of those races this year. Definitely the IMSA series is the foremost sports car series in the world, and I think all of us are pretty excited to be a part of it. But let's think of really the extraordinary achievement that Acura have pulled off, and in just 3 short years, which is no time at all in the world of racing, with strong partnerships and a car alarm, strong partnerships and the tremendous backing of Honda Performance Development, Acura has risen to the very top of this demanding sport. Let's look at it. Acura Team Penske swept the drivers, the manufacturers, and the team championships with the ARX 05 in the Daytona Prototype International class. In addition, the drivers and team championships in the GT Daytona class with Meyer Shank Racing campaigning the NSX GT3 Evo. That's an amazingly strong list of achievements, accomplishments in a single year. And it's great to be with some of the people who really did make that happen. First of all, some introductions from Acura Team Penske. Let's welcome Elio Castroneves and co-driver Ricky Taylor. They helped very much Acura and Team Penske secure the DPI manufacturers and team championships. And of course, Elio is not only a three-time Indy 500 champion, he also happens to be, most importantly if you're from LA, the past winner of Dancing with the Stars, which really, yeah. At this point we normally do dance, he and I, but we're not going to do it. And joining Elio and Ricky, let's welcome Managing Director of Team Penske, Ron. Nice to have you here. One of the most popular teams in the paddock for probably more time than he cares to remember is Meyer Shank Racing. He's two of his top drivers. Very pleased to welcome Mario Farnbacher and Trent Hinman. And they piloted their beautiful NSX GT3 Evo to the 2019 GTD Drivers Crown. So lovely to have you guys here. And they're also here with their team principal, the man behind the team, Mike Shank. And obviously a big congratulations, Mike, because you did secure the championship this weekend. And then at the end there, by no means last, two of the people who really were responsible for the resurgence of Acura Motorsports program. Let's welcome John Akita, Acura Brand Officer and Vice President. And Ted Klaus, President of Honda Performance Development. Thank you guys for being here. Well, as your closest one, we'll kick off with you first. Now, sweeping 3 top-level championships in any series isn't easy. What are the unique challenges in IMSA as far as you're concerned? How did you approach it? How did you overcome it?
Well, first off, I want to say thanks, and thanks everybody for being out here, and thanks for being partners with Acura. Our success this year watching that was kind of cool. It was pretty neat to just relive some of that again. But to answer your question, you know, we kind of had 2 unique challenges right off the start. We had to learn how to go racing, and I say that Penske has a long heritage of sports car racing, but it's been quite a while since we actually were racing in this division. So we kind of had to, you know, relearn what IMSA is all about and what the competition is like and how these events play out. So that took some effort in itself, just relearning it. But probably most importantly, we had to build a team. As you said, this partnership is pretty new, and not just a team of mechanics and engineers, but we had to develop that teamwork with Acura and their engineers and how we integrated each other and to become, you know, the force that we were. And our expectation, believe it or not, was to win the championship the first year. But it took us 2 years, and we had to overcome a lot. We had to learn how to finish these races, how to compete, how to balance performance versus reliability. So that teamwork and building that team is probably the biggest challenge in doing that. And because of that, we were able to check all those boxes.
And how does IMSA compare to NASCAR and IndyCar? Because obviously very different environments, but that's really the basis of the team these days.
Yeah, you're right. I would think the biggest thing is that the other divisions all have their own unique rule sets. And, you know, if we look at NASCAR and IndyCar, they both are unique in that they run on short ovals, road courses, speedways. And the IMSA series is primarily road course running, or it's all road course running, but they have a unique challenge of a 24-hour race, a 12-hour race, a 10-hour race, 5-hour race, and then a series of these sprint races. So you really have to structure your approach differently. And as I alluded to we had to balance that performance versus reliability, and we have driver changes, we have to set the car up so that both drivers, maybe it's not perfectly to their liking, but it's a compromise, and finding that balance so that we're basically the fastest cars on track all the time.
That's a lot of nearly all the time, so thank you. Elio, as you know, Elio was such a star in IndyCar, and I've got to tell you that from a media point of view and all the other drivers, we were very excited when you were coming over to our series to be a part of it. You're now a veteran of the series. I mean, 3 years in, what is your perspective on sports car racing? Because like you just said, driver changes, I mean, 24-hour races,
yep.
Things are a different world for an IndyCar driver.
Yep, you already mentioned that I'm veteran twice, so no worries, I got it, you know, so, but You know, one thing actually, Justin and I were good friends, obviously, and he is the only one, and him and another friend, but he was one of the guys who was criticizing me on Dancing with the Stars that I was doing a very good job. And until I actually showed him the trophy, I was like, okay, what happened? But it was a lot of fun, and again, thank you everyone to be here. It's great to be part of this incredible manufacturer. Acura is actually, thanks John and Ted, congratulations as well, because this is not, it's not about us, you know, we're the only at the end of the puzzle, but behind the scene, the factory, the employees, everyone putting a lot of effort to win championship, and yes, it's a big dream come true, and it's great to be back. And it's starting now. It's going to be my third year in IMSA next year, so it is for me. It's great to come in from IndyCar, different cars, and all of a sudden, as Ron was alluded to, changing the driver. So Ricky is my teammate in my car, so he's taller than me, so I got to use a little bit of a cushion, you know, to reach the pedals. And imagine when you do this 24 hours, it's you need to get used. So I guess I'm the one that compromises most of the time. But I couldn't have a better teammate, to be honest, teaching me so much, especially this form of racing. It's so competitive because it's not only Acura Racing, but so many other manufacturers. And that's why it's a big accomplishment when a manufacturer wins a championship, because you're racing against a lot of manufacturers that are here today. We are racing against and winning against them, showing the performance out there on the racetrack, and everything we do on the racetrack. A lot of things translate to the car that you're going to be driving the streets. So it's a big credit for everyone. It's again an honor to be part of this great team. And let's go for the Daytona 24 next year. So looking forward to next year for sure.
Thank you, Elio, for answering everyone's question. Ricky, does he talk as much on the radio?
Sometimes.
Sometimes?
That's what happens.
I mean, from your perspective, for those of you that don't know, Ricky comes from a racing family. They won the IMSA championship multiple times, many races, and then it was a really big career move for you to come into Acura Team head team. What was it like for you having someone from another discipline come in to share your car with you? Because in this environment, you are the expert. What was that like?
Yeah, I didn't see it that way. The special thing about sports car racing is that you get to see a lot of different specialists in different disciplines, and you don't often get to compare yourself with other people on the same platform. So I've been driving with my brother, with different co-drivers throughout the years, and for me being a fan of Elio and Juan Pablo and Dane over the years, it was really a great opportunity to get to drive with them and compare myself and see how I could improve my own driving by looking at their data and how they do things, and more than just their data, how they go about racing as a career. And so I learned a ton, and so it was weird when he asked me questions, because I feel like I should be asking all the questions, because as you said, he's a vendor. And so, I mean, and then back to asking questions, driving for a company like Acura, who's been in racing, in motorsports for almost every single year since 1986 when they came about. Between the Acura side, the HPD side, and the Penske side, there's so many specialists in every single compartment, and so many championships along the way that if you have a question, there's somebody along the line with a really good answer.
Elio, I'll finish one question for you. What was, in a season with so many highs, I mean it really was, but a very tough season, what is your biggest memory in this beautiful Acura?
Yeah, this year was the last race. We were really strong. I mean, we not finished the podium, but we didn't win, but we faced a lot of, it's 12 hours, almost 12 hours of racing, and but we were really strong and pushing to the limit. And it's like the last memory is the one that stays. It's the last race. So that's why we're really looking forward to next year, so that we can, hopefully start over again. And like I said, get the big one, which is the Daytona 24 hour.
Perfect. And let's walk over here to Mike Shank. Mike, we're going to talk about the fact that this was, believe it or not, your first championship as a team inside IMSA. Running the GT3 Evo, for us as fans, everybody in the paddock, doesn't matter if you're on other teams or in the media, you have certain cars that really do appeal. And it just looked good, it just looked right from the minute it came out. Tell us about working with that car.
This was year 3 in a process developing the GT3, the NSX GT3, and I got to tell you, what I really feel is a lot of pride. This car to me was my first opportunity as a team to really shine, and thanks to folks, Art St. and Ted Klaus and John, they all got on board and said, Mike, we think you can do this job, and we're going to have you start 2017 with it. I feel a lot of pride from not only that. I think when you look across the board here, and if you go from that display, you go all the way around here, we beat all of them this year, between all of us. And I think that's really, really important. And it's not easy. And it's a huge effort by everybody involved, including HPD, on both sides of the aisle here. We did an Evo kit for the GT3 that you see there that day, and we won the championship the very next year it came out. So we finished second in 2018 by 1 point. We won the championship by 22 points this year. And I feel like our team is part of the family now, and I'm just thankful more than anything else.
Well, Mike is also one of those people. I've been in the pit lane when he's had tougher races, tougher years, and believe me, the Mike that wins championships is a lot happier to be around.
Much happier.
Yeah, much happier. Very good competition. Well, of course, the main thing is you also brought along two of your top star drivers. Mario, he just flew over from Germany yesterday to be here for this. The next time we will get together is in about 6 weeks' time at Daytona for the Raw. So this is supposed to be your time off. But coming back to this is definitely worth it to celebrate the success of this year. Now, you've driven a lot in your relatively short career, a lot of different race cars. How is it driving with such a big team, for such an amazing manufacturer in the GT3 Evo?
Yeah, it's a huge pleasure to drive the cars, and especially for the brand Acura, which is really big here in North America. And yeah, it's compared to other cars, this car was very special. We developed, like Mike mentioned already, the Evo kit for this season here, and we definitely have proven that the car got developed very well with the championship, and that was first of all the goal, and we have achieved it, and it was just super happy for us to have the trophy and be in their hands, and just been super proud of everybody.
And Trent, obviously, again, you remember with motorsports, it's like any form of athletics. You're always trying to get ahead. You're always waiting for that big career break. This is an enormous opportunity you had coming into this season. You got behind the wheel of the car. What was it like, and what do you look for in a great GT car?
Well, first off, I wouldn't have had that opportunity. Obviously, without Mike and Meyershank Racing and Jim, I mean, they gave me an incredible chance. Pretty unknown guy and myself. I took a big shot, gave me that opportunity, and I'm glad it all worked out. Obviously, big thanks to John and Ted for also making it happen for us. But you know, at the end of the day, first, the thing that really strikes me about the NSX and the GT3 Evo is the fact that Acura is such a new manufacturer in GT3 racing in general. Compared to a lot of the manufacturers that have been competing in GT3 competition for quite some time. I mean, they jump right in 3 years later, major championship, cars winning races. It's an absolute pleasure to drive. And Mario and I, we're pretty aggressive guys behind the wheel. We do not treat that thing very nicely. We're hitting curves, we're dropping wheels. We are absolutely beating that thing up, and it just keeps going. And that is really an impressive fact. As a driver, you take a lot of comfort knowing that I can get really aggressive with this thing, and it's going to perform, and it's going to continue running without a problem. So, just a pleasure to be driving such a great car, working with such a close-knit group of people, and I think that's really where the success came from, is by the quality of teamwork that we had across Meyershank Racing and everybody at Acura Motorsports and HPD.
Well, a round of applause for our amazing drivers. Well, Ted, we'll slide over to you. I'm going to quote you here, actually. You obviously, first of all, you have a unique background, not only as the global development leader behind the development of the second generation NSX, but now as president of Honda Performance Development. And you were very clear from the beginning that the NSX was designed to carry the Acura banner onto the racetrack, and the results this year have definitely spoken for themselves. But something that a lot of people I don't think are aware of is that the GT3 Evo has actually been successful with campaigning in other series outside IMSA. Tell us a bit about it, where it is.
Yeah, the NSX from the beginning was conceived to really take care of the driver, give the driver the kind of experience, the kind of performance they want. And as you just mentioned, we're getting it done now in year 3 with our partnership with Martin Shank. But perhaps just as proud of that is we sell race cars. So if anybody needs a really hot race car to go racing with next year, and this year with the support, I joined HPD in April, and before me was Art St. Cyr leading the ship at HPD, and he created a plan to not only win in IMSA, but to sell race cars, take care of 3 separate customer teams in the SRL Long Con GT World Challenge, and all 3 of those cars, 1, 2, 3, Racer's Edge took home the driver's title with Colin Marcelli, Martin Barkey, and Real Time Racing, our longtime partner, they won the team championship. So if you think about that, I mean, it's 7 championships across factory efforts and customer efforts. And that starts to bring us closer to our road car business, which is why everyone's at the auto show today. How can I get a little piece of that kind of commitment, that kind of core DNA?
And more of the same for 2020?
More of the same, hopefully even better. It's about taking care of those customers. A lot of people don't realize that at Honda Performance Development, as I just said, we in a way are a small version of Global Honda where we actually sell products. So we treat those customers in a very special way. We are a small family. I think we're an inclusive family, but we do value our specialness. We're a little bit wonky and different, and we like to get on to celebrating that by earning it on the track.
Congratulations, it's been an amazing year. John, you talked a lot about precision crafted performance as being the DNA of the brand. How does racing fulfill that brand promise? Because you were talking before, very much a performance brand.
Yeah, Acura has reoriented itself to its roots and heritage, which is we are a performance brand. And we said it from day one, 5 years ago, that we're going to be a performance brand, we have to go racing. And we have to prove ourselves to butt heads with all the guys that are in there doing performance products. And when you go racing, you're not guaranteed anything. But first and foremost, I want to thank the teams here, and all the drivers and all the guys at HPD and everybody, Art, for setting up so we can have 2 cars instead of 1, to really get Acura back on the map as a performance thing. And I think winning is one of the key things that obviously what we all strive for. And I can't thank enough to the teams for the wins, because it puts a proof point. Winning is contagious. Acura's here to win, and it's based on performance, and we're really happy about how it turned out this year.
Well, yeah, big round of applause. Before we conclude today at the Supplements get together, I do want to mention a couple of very special people. I said right off the top that arguably, actually without argument, IMSA is the forefront of sports car racing worldwide. For many reasons, it's an incredible team of people, from the management through to the engineers, to the drivers, to all the sponsors, manufacturers. It really is an ecosystem of people that do it with a lot of passion and heart and vision. But one man especially had a lot of vision over the course of the last 2 decades. He doesn't like to have it totally spelled out how long it was. IMSA President Scott Atherton is standing there. If you put your hand up, Scott. He has really guided us to this point and has had a lot of insight and influence on why we're all standing here today. But Scott is actually moving on to the next phase of his life, and so we wish him all the best with that. But actually we do have, I'm not sure he's here, but John Doonan is here, and some of you may know him from his former life with Mazda, but in motorsports. But John is now taking over, so we're in a little transition, but definitely the leadership will be very, very strong. It says here, Scott, he has big shoes to fill. I think he has big feet and he has big footprints to fill. So, I also want to remind everybody that we are in California, and coming up it will be way too soon, 5 months' time. Of course, Acura is the presenting sponsor of America's most iconic street race. It really is our version of Monaco, the Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach, and we're looking forward to an amazing event. And once again, it's good to have the GT cars be back there. So that's a really big thing, and I urge you, if you've never been, you certainly have to come along. And Jim McKennion is here, I think. There he is. Look, hand up there. Jim is the powerhouse behind why that race remains definitely a favorite for everybody, however much they're involved. Now, John, I think you have a little gift for Team Penske and Military. Now, there's a story behind this, other than the fact that John has made a lifetime career of stealing parts from the car painting race shops, apparently. These were made by HPD, and we'll present them across. Look at that. That is beautiful. Valid cover off the race car that's sitting there in the corner. Well done, Mike. You got it. It's a year of trophies. This is perfect. Yeah. That is beautiful. Wow. Well, thank you, John, for doing that. Beautiful little tribute. Well, thank you, Ted. Thank you, Acura Team Penske. Thank you, Military Racing. Thank you to the drivers. Thank you very much for joining us here this afternoon. It's been a pleasure to facilitate this, and of course, back with our racing buddies in Acura at an auto show. If you look around, not many manufacturers will actually go to the length of connecting the dots between their motorsport programs and what they do on the road with their road cars. So I think it's a big credit. It shows really the performance intention of Acura by doing it. So well done to everybody involved. I do believe there's a little glasses of champagne floating around. Stay around, have a toast, enjoy talking to the drivers, and enjoy the rest of the show. Thank you very much. Thanks, guys.